Let's go Raider Nation, man. What is up with you guys, man? What is going on? I'm just coming back home from Allegiant Stadium. A long day today for this Raiders Titans matchup. And if you guys don't already know by now, the Raiders took that W. We are sitting at 2-4 on the season. Yeah, we still got a lot of things to work on, but from what I've seen today from this team, to go out there and beat a team that we're supposed to beat just feels really good. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people can say, oh, it was just the Tennessee Titans, but we know our Raiders team. We know how they play. They always hype us up for these type of games, and then they just turn around and just lose games and disappoint us week after week after week. Heck, we should have beat the Chicago Bears a couple of weeks ago, but we did not. Now, today, I will say that the defense really showed up in a huge way for this team. Geno Smith, being Geno Smith, only had one interception. I didn't want no interceptions in this game. I didn't want no turnovers, but it is what it is. I'll take one interception over 3 interceptions any day of the week. That said, what a win, what a win, what a win. Let's go. Let's go, man. It's been a while since we felt like this. And, you know, for the past 4 weeks, we had to endure loss after loss, being heated. I mean, heck, I've been venting after every single game over and over and over again, and it was frustrating, and I was getting tired of it. And I was like, damn, can they just go out there and just win a game? But what did they do today? They finally won, baby, and I feel good. I feel happy. I feel positive today. We got another long week until we face the Kansas City Chiefs, which now, you know, looks a little bit better, you know, now that we're coming off of a win, but that's still going to be a tough matchup. But I'll get to that later on in the week. But today, we have a W, the first W at home at Allegiant Stadium. And one thing I do want to point out, though, the fact that the Raider Nation still showed up. There was more Raider fans than Titan fans. I don't think that the Titans really traveled that well, so that's why you definitely seen a lot of black in the stadium. And there was a lot of empty seats. And rightfully so, because both teams think. The Tennessee Titans, even though coming off a win, they're 1-4. The Raiders, 1-4, coming off of a horrible loss. Again, I want to highlight, like I said before, the defensive side of the ball. Man, Jonah Laulu setting the tone, getting a sack early on in this game. Shout out to Devin White as well. I mean, Devin White, somebody that a lot of people wrote off, having a big game this week. He had a forced fumble. He also had an interception to cap off the first half, which saved us in a drive where the Titans were just driving down the field. And we also got to see Lecky Fotu go out there. We got another fumble recovery, I think, later on in the game. Max Crosby was flying all over the field as well. Defense definitely showed up, and that was one thing that I said going into this game, is the fact that we got to apply that pressure to a rookie quarterback, and he will be prone to making mistakes. Now, looking at the Titans, I kind of feel bad for them because they're really a bad team. I mean, they made our Raiders team look really, really good. Whether or not we are that good, they look much worse. Definitely much worse. Now, offensively, it was good to see that Ashton Jeanty got into the end zone. We also got to see Michael Mayer really step up in a big way for Brock Bowers being out. He got a touchdown early on in this game as well, giving the Raiders that momentum. And it was good to finally get a touchdown in the red zone, because after getting that field goal to start off the whole game, I was kind of worried, because I was like, they usually start like this, and we're just not able to get into the end zone. But good thing by Geno Smith, not even throwing an interception, finding his tight end, being in the pocket, holding onto the ball a little bit longer than I would expect. But he still found his guy, and we went up 10-0 early on in this game. Again, the defensive side of the ball, I forgot to mention this earlier, just seeing the Raiders get to Cam Ward 6 times. Not once, not twice, not 3, 4, 5, 6 different times. That's huge. And getting to the quarterback. And shout out to the defense. Shout out to the defensive line as well. Looking at all the sacks that we had in this game, we had 1 from Devin White. We had 2 from Max Crosby. Shout out to Max Crosby. I didn't even notice that. Jonah Laulu also got to him. Lecky Fotu, throw up the T's one time for the big talks. And like I said, Devin White, salute to you. Shout out to you for stepping up huge in this game. Now, Geno Smith, 17 for 23, 174 yards. Not really a big game, but I will say he did a good enough job to keep his job. You know what I'm saying? Because this was going to be a big game. I've talked to a lot of people even before the game about Geno Smith and how big of a game this was for him. Because if he went out there and had a bad showing, like we've seen in the past 2 home games, you know, throwing multiple interceptions, yeah, it was going to be a big problem moving forward. And whether or not the Raiders had to move on from him or find a different solution, but what he did in this game, even though he threw an interception, because that's Geno Smith being Geno Smith, he played a much more cleaner game than he's had all season long. And it's good, like I said, that he was able to help this team win their 2nd game of the season. Ashton Jeanty had another solid game, racking up 75 total yards and a touchdown. Overall, it just feels good. I feel good right now. Raider Nation, I want to know how you guys feel. How do you feel about winning this game? I know that it was the Tennessee Titans, and I know what a lot of you guys might be saying, but damn, it just feels good to win. It feels good to win, and it's 2-4. It ain't the end of the season. We still got a long, long way to go. We never know what can happen by the end of the year. The weeks go on, and if we continue to stack up these wins, I know that we got the Kansas City Chiefs right before the bye week, and if we could win that game, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, I don't want to get my hopes all the way up because we know the Raiders can continually do this, but I'm going to be right there in the middle going into that next week's game. It's going to be a big challenge, but you never know with the AFC West rivalry games that we have. Anything can happen. It's any given Sunday. We could surprise a lot of people and take a win. And that's what I'm hoping for at the end of the day. Now, I will say, shout out to the Raider Nation that actually showed up to this game. I know that there was a lot of people out there saying that the Raiders should boycott or the Raider Nation should boycott the team. Don't show up, but I never got that. If you want to go support your team, go support your team no matter what. Win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Well, what happened to that, right? What happened to that? But it was good to see a lot of Raider fans over there. Shout out to the nation that always comes and shows love, of course. To me, at the games, man, it always makes me feel humbled and always gives me that confidence to continue to do what I'm doing because I see a lot of you guys and even meeting a lot of you guys at the games, whether it's taking pictures, chopping it up with you guys, or just coming across some of you guys in the stands, in the win club, wherever it may be, man. I appreciate it because without you guys, this channel would be nothing. Samoan Raider would be nothing. And I'm just being honest with you guys. Also, shout out to Confirmed 360, the Raiders Masquerade. It was a fun time. I got to be there with a lot of the other creators, the Raiderverse. We got to shoot a lot of content, meet a lot of fans, even just have a good time, eat some food, drinks. We also got to see a 45-foot pirate ship. Come on, man. Vibes were at an all-time high. I got to go on the field. Shout out to C Connect yet again. Got to get a lot of content there, which I'm going to post on my Instagram. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, follow me at Samoan Raider. But this win definitely keeps everybody off of Geno Smith's back. Everybody off of Pete Carroll's back. As of now, everybody off of Chip Kelly's back. You know, I will say, you know, even though we were up, I still had that little doubt in my head knowing this Raiders team that they could possibly choke this game away. And I don't like to feel like that, but we know this team. We know our Raiders real well. And I just wanted to keep it realistic with myself. Now I want to get into a segment that I haven't done in quite a while because the Raiders have been losing every single week. It is the My Neck and My Back play of the game.
My neck and my back.
And the person I got to give it to is none other than linebacker Devin White, setting the tone early on in this game with a forced fumble and the Raiders recovering it.
To the right, empty backfield, third down and 7. Rope down, ball comes loose. Raiders recover. Devin White with the initial hit.
Woo-hoo-wee. My neck and my back, man. Hey, like I said, man, it feels good to get that W, and I'll continue to bring this back as long as we continue to win. Shout out to Devin White. And speaking of Devin White, the player of the game. If I have to give somebody a player of the game, it's definitely got to be linebacker Devin White yet again. Had a huge game on the defensive side and set the tone for the rest of this game just off of his back. He had 9 total tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. Talk about having a day. It seems like we got the old Devin White back, and it's good to see him go out there and show why he was drafted, where he was drafted, and show why he came over here to prove everybody wrong and prove that he still got it. So shout out to Devin White. Shout out to this Raiders team. Shout out to Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and everybody else for coming away with that W. Let's freaking go. Nation, let me know how you guys feel about this game down in the comments below. Until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is, yeah.